Good afternoon and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Listen, I hope you had a wonderful morning. I was out shopping and it started raining and I just wanted to get back inside, and then they were telling me we're going to have flurries of snow today. I was saying I have got to get inside the house. I do not want to be out in this weather. So anyway, I hope the weather's nice where you're at. I am going to take a basic recipe. You can take this basic recipe and make blueberry scones. You can make blackberry, you can make raspberry or boysenberry. I'd like to get a gooseberry plant and try it, but gooseberries are hard to find for me. But I am going to be making blackberries, and we have to be careful when we're making blackberries, working with them, because they're very gentle like blueberries and raspberries, and they'll rupture. And the one thing you don't want them to do is to rupture when you go to fold them into the flour. So I'm going to be using, I didn't even get it out. Anyway, I'm going to be using a fork and show you how we mix it without rupturing those blackberries. And we're also going to be adding wheat germ. Now, I showed you how to do the blueberry one and we added powdered milk to it. Powdered milk is too expensive for me to use, so I'm using bone broth and other places to make sure that we get our minerals. Now, I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of wheat germ. It can be toasted or raw, whichever one you prefer, but I'm going to be adding that to make sure we get the B vitamins, because I'm not using whole wheat flour with this. I'm using all-purpose. But I do want to make sure that we cover for that. Now, we're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose. Well, you want to see me put it in a bowl. You know, I always pull you after I put it into the bowl. I have my dry ingredients, but we'll do it this way for you so you can see. Now this should make anywhere from 6 to 8, just according to how big or how small you want them. I have to put them on the counter over there with what little room I have there. You are going to need at least a third. Didn't I bring up? Yeah, the third of sugar. And sweet coconut flakes go so nice with all the berries. I have tried every berry and they just go excellent with it. You can use lime zest, lemon zest, orange zest. I've used grapefruit zest, whichever zest you want to use. Now, let's see. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Remember, I'm using a basic recipe here, so I've been making all of mine with. I know we're a bit early in the way the weather's going. I should start thinking winter again. So that's 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You're going to use, I haven't made my salt. You guys should yell at me for doing this. I have to get it, and I haven't done it. So this is a 1/4. Okay. This will cover for our B vitamins, which are very, very important for us. Remember how I state you have to have them all the time, every day. They don't stay in the system long if you go without eating them, so it's very important that you do use them. Okay, put our dry ingredients together. Make sure they're well mixed. When I'm done with this, I'm definitely going to start making my salt and stuff, because I have not done it. I'm running out of baking powder and everything. All right, you're going to turn your oven to, what's the temperature for regular ones? 425. Make sure your shelf is always in the middle. The only time I'll tell you to ever move your shelf from the center is if we're making cookies. We have to go up one shelf to be up to the upper third. And if we're doing a turkey or something, you have to drop it down. But the 99.99% of the time, your shelf has to be in the middle of the oven. If it isn't, you take it too high, it's not going to cook. If you have it too low, it's going to burn. And cookies have to go up because they are so thin and small, they will burn. That's why you have to take it up that shelf. to give them time to cook. Because if you have it in the middle or below, they'll burn on the bottom before they have time to finish cooking, just to let you know. Okay, now I've got a whole cup here of blackberries, you see. Let me get my strainer. Is that a cup? That should be a cup. How many ounces is this? Oh, this is not a cup. I've got to add some more. Let's see, if it's 6, I'll take about 1/3 of these. So it's about 1 1/3 containers, unless you're picking them yourself. Okay, that should do it. I'll eat these for breakfast. I love berries. We're gonna rinse them. Okay. You're gonna let them drain just a minute. Now I want you to add, I always do mine a little different. You want a 1/2 cup of shredded sweet coconut. I just added. And we're gonna put this into the flour mixture now. I didn't want to add it when I was doing the others. I'm going to add it now. Because we're going to coat it. If everything is coated, it'll suspend throughout it. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen people who serve you things in it, and they sink to the bottom. Tea breads, muffins, anything. That's what happens. I'm breaking mine up. And these are sweet. And you want a 1/2 cup. Believe you me, they do make a difference. You can leave them out if you want, but it's so much better with them. Now you're gonna, let me get a fork and do it with a fork. That's why you should always have a fork that doesn't belong to the set that you're using. You're going to stir these around. Get them well mixed. Okay, now these blueberries that you've drained are still wet. But watch what happens when I start adding flour around them. And you see how I'm on the side? As I don't want to break them any sooner than they're going to be broken, because they're going to pop when you cook them. See how I'm coating them? You go on the edge of your bowl and toss them. And you go around till they're fully coated. Okay, now what you're going to do very gently, you're going to pick the flour up and leave a well in the middle of this, because we're going to need that. So you have your well in the middle. I know the blackberries are falling in there, don't worry. Now we're going to get another bowl and put our liquid into it. Okay. I have to go get a half. You need a 1/2 cup of milk. That's it. Oh, where did I put the egg? I didn't do it. I didn't get the egg out. Put eggs up and put it right back. You're going to egg in here. Now we're going to zest a lemon and we're going to put it in here instead of here because it's moist. It would clump up in here, so we're putting it in here and beating it together. It will spread out through the milk, so when you put it in there, it'll spread out. Well, that's not going to come off. All right. So now we're going to zest. Now zest is just to take the yellow off, not the white part. You just want that yellow part. The white part is bitter. And don't press hard. If you press hard, it's going to sit there and get to the white faster. Just do it gently. Oh, not enough yet. Now these are great for a snack when children are coming home from school. Also, in the morning, they're great. Or you can keep them from eating them the night before breakfast. You can have them with sausage. You can have them with breakfast steaks. You can sit there and have them with eggs. You can sit there and have them with bacon. You can have it with fish. Whatever you want for breakfast. You're saying nothing's coming out? Yeah, it's usually like that when you're trying to do this. I'm just catching all the spots I missed. I'm noticing a lot of the terminologies I keep talking about have changed. These new cookbooks, I almost have to translate. Did pretty good on this thing. Well, I missed a few spots. You'll see the spots that you missed if you take a look. You can't help it. Toothpicks are such a wonder. They're great to get this stuff out. Sorry I didn't get to make anything this morning. I wanted to make these this morning, but I couldn't. What else is going to go in here? I got the milk, the lime, well, the blueberries I added in before you do. They tell me to add it differently, but I know I cannot. I've got to get the butter now. Ooh. But my butter's frozen, so I don't have to worry about that either. I'm notorious for doing that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should grate your butter before you put the coconut and stuff in. I bypass the coconut. But because my butter's frozen, I don't have to worry about that. When my butter is frozen, when I put it in here, I can toss it. Where did I put that fork? See that fork? When I make a mistake like this, because the butter's frozen, I can toss it. Just like that. And not break the berries. Frozen butter is wonderful. I don't see how I passed that up. Well, it's typical. But nobody's perfect in the kitchen. I'll tell you that right now. As they say, there's always an accident or a step, and you have to backtrack and know how to do it. Keep everything still going. Now the reason you see me hitting it is the butter sticks on the inside, and I want to break it free so it doesn't come out as a lump. Then I would end up breaking my berries. I want to show you, you can still stir. See, I'm mixing the butter, and I still haven't broken my berries. Because I'm very careful. That's why I show you how to do that. Now, one of my sons gave me, because I cannot taste my cranberry orange muffins. He told me they were a little on the heavy side. He said, didn't you know that? I said, I can't taste anything. I said, my taste buds are out the door. He said, you got a cold again? I said, yeah. I said, when I get a head cold, there is no way. My taste buds go and my smell go. I have to ask everybody, how does it smell? How does it taste? I have no idea. Now, in spite of me forgetting about the butter and adding it in late here, by tossing it this way very carefully, you can see it did not break the blackberries. Okay. Now I have to get a well back in here. Okay. Now the reason you can't use lemon juice is because you'll cause the milk to go sour. That's why you use the rind. Use it till the egg, you don't see streaks of eggs anymore. You see how I mixed it? Yeah, you're gonna pour this in. The same fork, we're gonna do just what we've been doing. Because you don't want to break these. That is something you don't stick close to the edge and go into it towards the center. Now, if your butter is room temperature, it'll probably get more moist than mine because my butter has to melt. But you see, I haven't really broken the blackberries. That's how you do it. I have to mix mine a little more because my butter is, like I said, frozen. If yours is soft, it'll start getting moist faster than mine. See, the blackberries still haven't ruptured, have they? That's why you have to be very careful. This works for all sorts of berries like this. I'd love to get some gooseberries and try this. Gooseberries and orange might be really nice. Or grapefruit. I try to do different things so you can see how certain things are. There are some terminologies that I cannot figure out what they are because they're new terminologies. And I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to tell me because I know the old terminologies. They come from France and all the old cookbooks. So I ordered some new ones so I can hope they'll give me the definitions on these new words. They're not new, it's just a new word for what I already know. When they said sweating vegetables, man, I sat there and said, say what? I couldn't figure out what they were talking about. And they said, you do it. I said, oh, you're talking about sauteing. Now see? Did you see any of those blackberries? And blackberries are very sensitive berries, like blueberries. Okay. You have to move everything. I wonder if you could make a, let's just hear me out, a blackberry, you have strawberry shortcake? Could you make a blackberry shortcake? Yeah, I'll go there. Okay. do this. Hold on a minute. I'm just trying to find the right size spoon I want to serve it. Do it with. Okay. Now, if they're going to break, this is where they're going to break. The berries, if you're not careful, getting them out. Because you could cut one while you're trying to pick them up. Yeah, I just broke one bringing it up. Well, this is when they will break, but you try not to break them any more than you have to. That's the whole object. I'm making smaller ones this time. My sons like them so much. It's just when you go to scoop, you might cut one in half or something. You try not to, but sometimes it happens. We're going to have more than what they say. 425. Oh, I can't. I got to put milk on those. Can't put them in yet. We're going to brush them down with milk and sugar. But you see, most of the berries are holding their shape, in spite of, you know, getting them. Ugh, I'm making a mess. You're supposed to make 8, but I am making smaller ones, so there'll be more. I'll probably have another 3 or 4, so I'll get about 14. I'm actually almost doubling the recipe. And, well, let's say not doubling, I'm cutting them in half of what they would normally be in size. That is, it's a mound. Now, because it has so much butter in it, you don't want to use cream. You just want to use some milk. You're not really brushing, just patting some milk on them, that's all. Because you're going to be sprinkling sugar on them, and you want the sugar to stick. That's it. Now I can put them in the oven. And we'll see what temperature or time we have to have. And you have to do, if you have two cookie sheets, you cannot put one underneath or one above. You don't interfere with the cooking. You can only do one at a time. We're going to bake them 20 minutes. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. All right. Try 18 minutes. 20's a bit much for them. So check them at 18. Okay? Because I think 20's a little too much. Now I'm going to let these cool a bit, and then I'm going to move them over to a rack to finish cooling. But this is what they look like. Okay? So listen, you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.